Hi, Donna Guest here, Creative Memories Advisor and Lazy Scrapbooker. I talk a lot about Creative Memories Fast to Fab albums. They are a fabulous solution to creating beautiful albums quickly. But sometimes we just want to create our album pages from scratch. The key to making this an easy process is sticking with Creative Memories collections. Paper, stickers, embellishments, and more. Everything coordinates, everything matches. So I want to take you through a tour of one of my favorite albums that I did using a Creative Memories collection and show you how easy it can be to create fast pages from scratch. Let's take a look. The first thing you'll notice about my album is that the spine is a different color than the cover. I wanted to personalize it with a custom foil spine created on my website, and Creative Memories didn't have the exact matching color of this older, retired album. So I chose a complementing gray, and it looks really great. So there are a lot of options out there for you, so don't feel you have to match your cover exactly when creating a custom foil spine. Let's take a look. Every Creative Memories album will begin with a place for a special inscription there. And I started this album off like I do so many with a special cover page, using one of the Creative Memories recipe templates. I used my favorite that I use so often called Sunburst. This was actually the first time I had ever used one of the recipe templates, and I learned a lot of lessons along the way. The first thing I learned was to use a contrasting piece of paper or cardstock underneath. The first time I did this after I made the cuts, I placed it on a tan piece of cardstock because I thought it matched, but it matched too well and you couldn't tell I had done anything. So using repositionable tape runner, I was able to remove it from the tan page and place it easily onto a blue piece of cardstock, and it looks great. You'll also notice that I used only one piece of paper on this page. Unlike some of these templates where you can fill in different pieces of paper, this was a simple one done with just one piece of paper and a picture. And of course, here at the bottom, we've got the Creative Memories ABCs in script. This, again, is a simple album. It's not a fast to fab. All these pages started out a blank page, and I used Spargo. As you can tell, it's not quite bright white. It's an off color, and it matches somewhat the inside of your albums. It gives you just a little bit of color. So with this, I was able to include maps, of course, photos of our trip, the condo. I include journaling boxes, and this particular collection was one of the first to have these laser cut borders. And now those have become so popular, you're typically going to find those with almost every collection. As you can see, really simple pages here, but everything matches. Everything's from the same collection. And each collection includes typically paper, stickers, and variety mat packs. Also embellishments, which you're not seeing on this page, but you'll see coming up shortly. On this page, I used one of my favorite tools from the past, the tearing tool over here. You can do this by hand also. It may not be perfect, but that's okay. And we also have the wavy tearing tool that's currently available that creates more of a wave pattern, but it's still the torn edge. And here I used a couple of Border Maker cartridges with the Border Maker system, the rolling waves and the bubbles, and both of those are of course retired. But as you can see, I like to pull in a lot of memorabilia. My husband often picks up the little travel guides to let us know what's in the area, and after the trip I will cut pieces out of them to show where we went. I take menus and I put them in here. It just makes it a lot more interesting. I love this page on the left, probably because of the beautiful colors of the macarons on the wall in that bake shop, but I used two border punches here. Not the Border Maker system, but the larger border punches. And this one was called Ruffle Trim, and this one was Victorian Fence. Those are both retired. But I took the memorabilia from that bake shop. It was just a really cute place, so I wanted to give it its own page. And then down here, we have the bear, I think it was called the Barefoot, or Footprints. The Footprints Border Maker cartridge, that was a really popular one. And of course, just from the stickers and the variety mat pack, everything matches. And Creative Memories has become so great about giving us suggested cardstock to use with a certain collection. They haven't always done that, but now we can always see when a new collection comes out, the recommended cardstock to use, and then everything will really match. Okay, again with a tearing tool and stickers, and you can see my pages are simple. Some of these take about 5 minutes, and that's just getting the pictures. I haven't matted them, they're on the pages. Well, I've matted this one, usually one special one gets matted. And that's it, just writing directly on the page sometimes. Sometimes I'll do journaling boxes, but really, really simple. And I just put a sticker strip over the torn sheet right there. And sometimes I'll tuck a picture behind that as well, just to save space. Okay, and this was called Rolling Waves, I believe. We've had so many waves, I'm starting to get them a little confused. That's a different one than the other one, and there's the footprints again. I'll remember what they're called exactly when I, finish this. Oh, finally I've wallpapered a piece of paper. So I believe this was from that collection. Now sometimes I'll go outside the collection and use something a little bit different. But I've got this one double matted here, since it's only had a couple of pictures there. And then I love, love, love using maps on pages. So there's really only one picture here. This is a map and that's a brochure. But I try to stick with, like, I bicycled several times on that trip. I try to condense it all onto these 2 pages here, so to make for a little bit of a smaller album so it doesn't get so heavy. This is one of my favorite pieces of paper from that collection. I think it might be the one I used on the front. Yep, it is. So here's the full sheet that I used up here. And I love to get someone else to journal as well. That was my son when he was a little younger. I love that handwriting. But wanted to ask him his opinion of what he loved about it. And he said the condo is so awesome. I love the view of the ocean of Amelia. We are totally going back to the ocean of Amelia and Amelia Island a lot. And we did go back there. So a couple of pictures here. I didn't put a lot. I think I've left this blank for my husband to do some journaling. Oops, and I forgot to make him do that. It's never too late. On this side, I actually used that sunburst template. Let me show you again. This template right here, but I think I flipped it upside down or inverted it, so I just used 3 big angles right there just to kind of give that little burst there with some different kind of colors to match this sunrise. Here I use the Sunshine Border Maker cartridge. Okay, and this is one of my favorite old fonts. I believe that one was called Swirly, and it's a retired one, but I used that a lot, and I had a lot of it. I still have a few of those in stock. But again, you'll notice these pages, I really didn't, want to use a whole lot of papers in here. So same little strip here that I used for several pages, really making the most of your materials there. And what you're focusing on here is the pictures. There's a little color there to dress it up, but I wrote directly on the page here in the different areas there. And it looks really good the way the photos are laid out. Same thing here, there's those same 2 strips again. Again, it was a tour of Jekyll Island, that the club down there, Jekyll Island Club, where all those old homes from the past were. They're so beautiful and big. And I didn't really want to, dress up every page. I just wanted to include the beautiful pictures because the pictures are really the star of the show here. And then I changed it up because we went somewhere else. I like this page here. I just tore by hand a picture from the brochure. That's not my photo, that's from the brochure, and matted it on some paper. And I like the angles on this page. It's just so very rectangular, which is my favorite style. There's really no empty space here. I used one of the laser cut border embellishments there, and just wherever there was empty space, I put paper from the collection here, and that's the same paper here, but the only thing that's not a rectangle is this cool thing. So I just really like this 2-page spread. Okay, there's that one I think is called Rolling Waves, but I think I'm wrong about that. I know somebody's going to put in the comments what it really is, and I will be grateful for that. But I still have it, it's just a retired one. And this one, I actually used the wavy tearing tool, and you can maybe see that it has a slight torn edge there, but it gives you a perfect little wave. And this was a page, we went to a water park, we didn't want to take anything in, we just had a lot of fun. And so the only pictures I took were from the parking lot of the place, so I actually included the brochure there, just to commemorate our time there. Okay, and here I wallpapered a whole page here, and I like this. I use larger letters for pool and put paper behind the letters so it stood out a little bit more. This was really a cute collection. I believe it was called Maritime, but I love the crab paper that we have, which I of course used for our page for the restaurant called the Crab Trap. Okay, now I'm going off of the collection here, but mini golf, everything goes with mini golf, and you always have to play mini golf when you go to the beach, apparently. So this was the Grass Border Maker cartridge, and we've got a Border Maker cartridge from the past, and there was a special Border Maker punch that makes taller grass. So you might have a couple options in your collection. But here I just use an old circle punch, and that's a really old product, almost 20 years old now, and made these 1-inch circles for the letters there that look like the cute little mini golf balls. And this was an embellishment that's so very old, from an old golf pack. So sometimes you can bring that old stuff back and use it again. And so I just continued that theme with the fun older golf stuff and the grass, Border Maker cartridge there for the mini golf. And always including the scorecard, because again, the memorabilia is what makes it so cool. And this was a neat way just to get more pictures on the page. I had taken a picture of this particular hole right there, and so instead of putting both pictures, I just cut that out and pointed it to the actual hole. Oh my gosh, look at this craft over here. I think anyone can do this, but I actually made ice cream cones. Pretty simple here. But can you tell what punch I used there? If you had it, you may recognize it's the word bubble punch. And I just covered up the bottom that has the little pointy part, like you're saying something, with a triangle that I cut with a personal trimmer or any trimmer there. And they're pretty even, but made for a good ice cream cone. So that is the word bubble punch. And then again, I loved this one, had some of the most beautiful laser border embellishments. And so I just filled in the spot there with that's variety matte pack piece, and then just cropped some photos. So I've got 6 photos on this page, which I love to get a lot of photos in. And again, more of the laser borders, embellishments. So if you see those come out with a new collection, you want to grab those because that's such an easy way to dress up your page. The best way to adhere these to the page is the repositionable tape runner. Okay, and over here I just have some more of the papers to fill in the space, and I made a kite using some cardstock and a brown pin because we were flying a kite. Again, more paper to wallpaper and the laser embellishment on all of these, and just filled in with a lot of pictures. This makes me want to go to the beach. Okay, again, now here I started to run out of paper, I think. So these are just mats, some of the variety matte pack pieces cut into the shapes that I needed. But no one knows that except for me and you. And then the only thing that's on this page is these 3 strips of paper and all these pictures. Okay, and now I went outside of the collection here because we took a road trip to St. Augustine to go to the Ripley's Museum that my son was so excited about because he's obsessed totally with Robert Wadlow, the tallest man that ever lived. So we had to go there. And so because it's so colorful, it didn't really go with the Maritime collection. So I just used some older papers and cardstocks here. And again, but I didn't use much. Still looks great. And I always save tickets. You always have to have the tickets in there. Again, I think I continued these, it looks like, throughout that 4-page spread at that museum. But it matched really well. And then we went to a ball game in Jacksonville. So again, went outside the collection, which you of course can do, and just found some grass paper and a nice blue cardstock that matched the team colors. I don't have to do a lot because the tickets look so cool and the pictures are colorful, and all the little memorabilia that we brought. I think I had some baseball stickers that I added. But again, all I did was just the red and blue cardstock. But again, my favorite layout, very rectangular, and I just filled it in with, this was from a baseball collection we had. It's that dirt that you would see on a baseball field. And so I just cut that into the perfect shapes where I didn't have anything and filled in all that white space. And I just love how that looks. My sister pointed out that it kind of looks like Windows 10. It does. Same thing there. And then I switched gears here, and again, I believe this is a different collection. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, might be from the Brave pack, I think. It's hard to remember, it's been so long. But it was more of a camouflage look because we toured Fort Clinch. And just so I could get the date on that it would show up, I just put a white strip here. But I didn't journal. And And I think I'm still using a military collection. I think it's Brave. I do see the words there. So yeah, I just stuck with that. And very simple pages. All about the photos. I swear this is how you can get an album done in a couple of weeks. Very, very easy, and you still got all your photos and your stories. Yeah, I believe it was called Brave. I remember this one now. This page, this might be the only one I'm not really happy with. I like that I cut out these barrels for some reason, but I need to fill in this space. But you know, it doesn't really matter. I should journal there, or have someone journal there. Then it would be perfect. And this could not be any easier, you know, 4 landscape 4x6 pictures and 2 pieces of paper, but I love the way it looks. Okay, now we're back to the collection, back to Maritime. And so you can see back on the papers and the little, the laser cut embellishments. Okay, and then we've got some variety mat packs, and there are far too many pictures of me in here in a swimsuit. That is not what the internet needs. Okay, so then we've got more embellishments, that same paper that you might recognize. There's that paper again. I think I must have used 2 packs because that's the 3rd sheet I've seen like that, and they only come with 2 per pack. So I probably opened up a second one. There's the Footprints Border Maker cartridge. I probably should have matted that when I look back on that. Maybe I could go back and fix it, but hey, it's done. Done is better than perfect. It just doesn't show up really well, but it's done. The page protector's on. Why would I go and change that now when I've got plenty of other albums to work on? Oh, I had to document our favorite meal. We do love to eat at restaurants when we go on vacation. So that was a highlight. And I'm glad I did that because I would never, ever remember that place, or really the meal. I think I had a seafood lasagna. It was amazing. Yeah, and there's that same big, my favorite page again. And I put this one, this last page, is in one of our top-loading pocket pages. So unlike our regular Spargo album pages here, this is the top-loading pocket page. So I just slid this piece of paper, the album page, down in there. And on the other side, you've got the other side of that page, and I just put maybe the last embellishment that I had, I think. Oh, let me fix this. There we go. I want to take it apart. And this is where I keep any brochures that we want to keep to look at later, or, you know, just, we're hoarders. We just couldn't throw them away. So I can save them here in the album, and that's it. Thanks for taking a look at my album with me. I hope you got some great ideas, and I hope you got some inspiration about how you can create beautiful albums really quickly. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. Thanks for watching my video, and thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not yet a subscriber, be sure to click the red button and subscribe to my channel so you'll get all the videos. Now, who's ready to go to the beach? Thanks for watching, and happy scrapbooking.